YouTubers, it's Chris from the Anomalies channel. Alright guys, sorry it's been taking a while for me to come out with another video. Been very busy here. Just doing things, getting prepared for winter. I don't know about you guys, but man, we just had last coldest mornings of the year so far. It was like 35 degrees Fahrenheit. This morning we woke up, actually I'm sorry, yesterday morning it was like 28 degrees Fahrenheit. This morning woke up around 30-ish, so first day I had to do some scraping. Oh yeah, always fun. I'm from the northeast corner, so it doesn't bother me any as far as the cold, but I don't like the shorter days. I don't know about anybody else. Throw your comment down below. Let me know what you think. All right, guys. Again, this is another video about Mount Sharp, and you're going to love this particular video, so make sure you're in high def and really pay attention to this, because I got some photos I want to show you, but there's also a couple questions I give you to make you ponder as far as our, just the extent of the lies that NASA will go through. Just to, snowball the people. Now, a lot of people still believe, hey, you know what? I don't believe they're on Mars, so on. Being that you got to be open-minded and a skeptic at the same time, it's like, okay, you have to have that small possibility that is the case, that they're not even on Mars at all. I don't believe that's the case. They would not be going through this much trouble to doctrine up these photos just to lie to everybody. It just doesn't make sense to me. At least that's my point of view, and that's my opinion. I'm not saying anybody else has to share that. I'm just saying that I know, at least 99%, that we are definitely there. There's just too much money being spent. They're not gonna, like I said before, they're not going to go through the trouble of making these space agencies buildings, these complexes, go through all the trouble to hire these people, that actually engineers that make these rockets, build them, so on and so forth, launch them, the amount of fuel, so on and so forth, and just and keep constantly fudging these photos just to prove, hey, it's just a big lie? No, I don't believe that's a lie. I think what they're trying to hide in these pictures is the real lie. I think we are, in fact, there. Okay. Curiosity rover, if you guys go back to mine, just go to any of my videos, and you'll see anything to do with Mount Sharp. Mount Sharp is not what you think it is. Mount Sharp, people, it's a lie, so on and so forth. Just look at anything in my videos. For some reason, Mount Sharp, I've called it a template, meaning they're taking this photo of a mountain and placing it over things that they don't want you to see in the photos. And I'm going to show you that right now. But I want to do a comparison. This one here, this was one that was just released not too long ago, and you can see it right down here. I think it was, it was November 8th, 2015. But now, if you read the description, this image was taken by the MASS camera, or the MASS cam, on Curiosity on the 580th Martian day or so of the mission. So it makes you wonder, why put this back together? I mean, I know it's a panorama, and so you guys can check it out yourself. And so you can actually see, too, if you really look. I don't know if I showed here. See how you can see, like, right here? There's lines and different color of darkness and light. Well, that's because they're panoramas. They're photos stitched together. So I guess they decided to release it that way. But anyway, download the TIFF. Always the better quality, bigger, so on and so forth. You can see this one's 8.5. I'm not 8.5, but 8.3, almost 8.4 meg. So, and this one here is only like 680 kilobytes. So very small. Yeah, just check it out. Always do the TIFF. Always better. Throw it in Photoshop. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, then you've got this photo. Okay, and this one here was taken on October 2nd. Okay, now most of the time the cameras will take a black and white photo. That's what they'll do. But they also take color. Okay, but here's the problem with this. Are we farther or closer to Mount Sharp? If this is October 2nd, at least they're claiming it is, okay, then, okay, are we closer or farther? Because when I look at these photos here, when I look at this one here, I go, okay, this was 580th. Okay, so maybe it is possible that we are, in fact, closer. But if you look at my other videos and you've been following me along, you know for a fact that this is not the distance they claim it is. Here's the funny part. Watch this. Let's go ahead and read this little right here. A view from the Kimberley Formation on Mars taken by NASA's Curiosity rover. The strata in the foreground dips towards the base of Mount Sharp. Okay. I stopped right there and I'm going, okay, let me understand this. Let me have a look. So when I look at this photo here, here's the shale. Supposedly this is the shale. Where is the beginning of Mount Sharp? Where is the base of it? Is it here? Is it in here? Or is it here? Now, judging by this photo, you would say it's here, because it looks like the mountain ridge area. At least that's the way I would look at it. And I'm saying, okay, you know, but if you guys have been following along with me, you know this is bull. This is all bull. I mean, come on, guys. Look at this. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I call this the big Twinkie at the end. This is supposed to be like the south or the eastern or southeastern part of Mount Sharp. Okay. But they look like they're lined up, you know, just positioned like they're all lined up in a row. They're all parallel with each other, almost like a car lot. It doesn't make sense, guys. Look at this. Even looks like some kind of weird jet front of like a 737. Like you'd find this would be the nose of it. And here's the windows and it would go on. Check this out. Why are you seeing like these lines right here? 1, 2, like there'd be windows in the front of this thing. Look at this. Look at the way this is shaped. Look at this. Goes over, goes down like this, and goes over. Come on, guys. Come on. This is not as big as you think it is. In fact, when you zoom into, just download the photo. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This crap here is completely airbrushed and it's fudged out. Okay? But if you don't want to do all the work, don't worry about it. I've actually got a video on this particular picture, period. And you're going to love that too, so stay tuned for that. But this is what I want to show you. To me, this is the comparison. When I look at this one and this one, I go, okay, I get the idea this is probably the newest one. Okay, but why does this look so small? Back in 580 days ago, or it was 580 Martian days, back then, they did this and it's all sprawling and looking really large. Okay. So were we close or were we not? It doesn't make any sense. We should be a lot more into this photo, meaning we should be a lot closer looking at all these buttes, as they call them, and everything else. So much closer, right? This is 580, this is Sol 580. Well, if we're at October 5th, we should be a lot closer. We're running along parallel with Mount Sharp, or at least the base of it, and we should be coming up on the flag, as they call it, the little red flag, and then we're going to take a left turn up this mountain. It's not. Anyway, like I said, just go look at some of my videos. You're going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, this photo here, here's another question for you guys. Since when, okay, are these fisheye lens photos the norm? This doesn't make any sense to me. Question comes to my mind is two things. One, are they taking a normal black and white photo and distorting this themselves? Now, somebody might ask, why would they distort it? Well, when I look at this, I see a mountain. I see what looks like Mount Sharp off in the distance. At least that's what you would think. And if you look at the very left side, man, that thing is just a long ways off. But is it because of the distortion? I say yes. And I'm going to show you why. And here's the thing. Every time I look at this photo, again, it's a template. I think they're throwing it. Look at how this, I mean, it just looks fake, guys. Come on. No, that's not a UFO. That's an artifact of the camera. It's always been like that. This is the front has cam that's taking this photo. And it's got this artifact in it. So that's, I believe this is the right front has cam. I believe that's the right one that has the artifact in it. So no, that's not a UFO. It's just some little artifact, whatever. Okay. So now I'm looking at this thing. I'm going, if they're distorting this themselves, okay, so why don't we just correct it? And that's what I did. So, and you're going to see, again, I believe it's got to do with depth perception. They're trying to mess with your sense of how big or something how small it is. And you're going to see what I mean right now. Okay, here's the same photo, of course. And I'm going to just go ahead and just take a step in, and you can see that. Now, what I decided to do was try to straighten this thing out. So what I did was, as I'm trying to, this is what's goofy, guys. I have no idea what I'm going to find in these photos. Let me just lay it out for you. Some people say, well, whatever you find, it's probably pareidolia. Well, you can't say that because if you don't know what it is, how do you consider it pareidolia? You know, people say, oh, it's a bunny in the clouds. Well, if you don't know what it is, how do you know, how is it pareidolia? You know, when it comes to anything that's brightly contrasted, I always try to find, you always try to find like lines in it. Meaning, is there any shapes that we know of here on Earth? Is it rectangular, square, oval, so on and so forth? You try to find something that may be laying in this photo. Are you going to find any really good detail? Going into it, probably not. You won't. So what I did is, as I started to do this first snapshot, this is the first picture I started to enhance, and I did a little bit of correction, and I do a lot more of this. But I'm going to show you right now. Watch this. It's starting to flatten out a little bit, but that's okay. What I did was, you want to take your burn tool and you want to go into either shadows and midtones and highlights. Depending on how bright it is, you can click on highlights and actually get rid of a lot of this brightness. But what I do, once I've done that, I do it very lightly. And then what I'll do is go over it with midtones and then shadows. And what you'll do is you're trying to bring out anything that might have a shape. Again, you're not going to see something just go pop and it's as crystal clear as can be. It's not going to happen. These photos are not manipulated for you to find something that easy. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so now I started to get into this photo, and you can see where I started to darken it up a little bit and just see if there's anything in it. Okay, so, but I started to notice, I don't know if you guys can see this right here, and we'll just go ahead and we'll go into RGB just so we can actually do this. If you look right here, you can start to see like a line or something right here. At least it looked like that at first. I'm going, okay, I can see some straight lines. I see some darker areas right here. I mean, you know, no big deal. You know, but this is, you start to notice to see if there's anything you're bringing out. I kind of distorted that a little bit. And then you can see what looks like a bunch of garbage just laying down to the bottom here. I'm going, okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go to the third one. This is where it gets bizarre. This is when I started using the burn tool a little bit more, and I went, whoa, hold on a minute. Why the hell am I seeing a shape that looks like this? And again, guys, I had no idea this was here until I started to do this. Check this out. Goes down. Very, very faintly, there's something in here. And it looks like it stops right here. I'm going, okay. Now these black areas that look like they're actually, I'm not even on the mouse pad here. I'm off to half of it. Off half on. And then I noticed, okay, so it's starting to become a little bit more, well, that's supposed to be more rectangular, so my bad on that. And I'm saying, okay, but look, check this out. There's something right here. Going straight across, and it has a 90-degree angle going down. I'm going, what the hell does this, guys? How is that possible? Okay, so now I started to darken it up a little, brightness and contrast, and trying to see if I could find anything else. And I'm going, whoa, okay. Starting to, you know, smooth it out a little bit. You can use your blur tool right here and just smooth it out a little bit. Get rid of some of the pixelization or the, like the graininess of the photo, if you will, and try to see if you can pop anything more out. And if you noticed right here, you can still see some more things popping out. What is this shape here? Check this out. Let's go ahead and get the brush again. Right here. I'll say there's something really dark right there, somewhat dark. And I'm going, okay. Again, this shape is still here, though. Why is this? And it looks like it appears to be going down. Check this out. Look where this line is. Drops down. And then you can see this one right here. Going across, going down. Then it looks like these bunch of little pieces laying here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but check that out. See that right there now? Okay. Let's get rid of the rest of these. Okay, so now you've got, again, it looks a little bit more defined as far as these pieces here. Okay, so now I'm seeing, oh wait a minute. Well, I'm starting to see these little things in here. There's something oval right here, looks like, laying right here on the ground. All right, well, let's keep going with it. There's something right here. I don't know if you guys notice this. It's like half round something or other laying right here. This is not something that happens in nature, guys. This just does not happen. Now, let's jump to this. Let's smooth it out because I don't know if you guys seen this. Now, again, I just did it. You can see the difference between this photo and this photo. Okay? It's starting to straighten itself out. Now, let's go to, I don't know if, well, let me just back up a, I don't know if you guys seen this part right here, but it looks like there's something going just like this. Well, it's in the gray. Let's go ahead and do this back in RGB. And we'll go ahead and get the, well, let's not do it that way. Let's do it with the brush. It looks like, actually, I put the line in the wrong place. It looks like it's something right here, very faintly coming down. Looks like it goes over and then it stops. I went like this. It actually went completely down with it, but it actually has a break right here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there, there's actually one right here. And then something that looks like it goes like this. So it's actually broken up, but I actually continued it. Check this out. And this is what I come up with. Here's what you can do too. You can use your dodge tool. And what you do is when you use the dodge tool, go to midtones and just go over it. Anything that's supposed to have this lighter colored, I don't know if it's like, if you want to use the term data that's involved with like a lighter color on a photo. But when you do that, anything that has a bright or a white signature to it will actually get popped out more. This is what I came out with, guys. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but check this out too. I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, let's go ahead and let me just bring this up. Okay. And you can see what looks like a bunch of little parts laying around here. Look at this. Okay, so you ask yourself, all right, what is that? Okay, so now what I started to do is actually darken this up a hair bit more. Now, I don't, before I even do that, check this out. I don't know if you guys even seen this. Let's go RGB and check this out. It not only goes up like this, what I thought ended right here and looks like it goes down, it does not. It is a manipulation. Check this out. It literally goes like this. Well, keep doing it in this bloody, what do you call it? This gray scaling. Here, okay. Goes up and over, but check it out. It actually goes over a little bit more and then comes down. Looks like this has this weird shape to it. And then this other piece overlays it. So are they trying to hide these things? I believe they are, but you can see whatever that is. And I'm going to throw a little filtering in this. Okay. Now, I'm going to jump back to the original just for a moment. Now check this out. If we were to straighten this thing up before we did anything to this photo, this is what it would look like. Wait a minute, it doesn't look as big as it was. Imagine that. In fact, well, let me just go ahead and lengthen this a little bit more. If you look at the picture now, the photo now, you go, wow, it looks like it's really far off in this direction down in here. It's not. If you were to straighten this thing out, suddenly it doesn't look as big. I believe this mess right here, I believe what they're doing here is simply this. I believe that they're taking this photo, dropping whatever they want, this right here, over any object they want to, making it look like a mountain. It clearly is not a mountain. This is what you end up with. Now let's back up a little bit. Wait a minute. That doesn't look very big at all now, does it, guys? In fact, it looks, here's the wheels. Here's your wheels on this rover. It doesn't look very big at all. It doesn't look like a mountain either, does it? There you go. It looks to me like some kind of vehicle or structure. It looks more like a structure to me. Again, I don't know. This is what I found in the photo. Nothing more, nothing less. And I wasn't even intended. I'd be like, what the hell is this? How does this thing pop out of nowhere? Even if we were to say, okay, this piece here isn't even here at all, that's fine with me. You can still see this outline of whatever this is. Now, question is this. Is this the actual anomaly? Meaning the dock area. Is that something? And are these something? Or is it the dock areas of this actual anomaly? What is it? But it's not this that gets me going. It's this here. Frames of junk laying around. Different pieces. Again, this half-round thing laying right here. All these little pieces just laying on the ground. They're not as big as you think they are. I believe that this is an actual... it's an actual anomaly. It's not a mountain at all. Again, why isn't it possible? Is it possible that they're actually taking, again, the normal photo, and they're actually distorting this themselves? Well, if I can correct it, why can't they distort it? I mean, I'm a simple guy here on just using simple Photoshop, but look at the difference in photo. It looks a long distance off, and if you look here, again, because I'll show you again. Well, let's go back into RGB. When you look here, it looks like you're looking way down, way the hell down here. Oh my God, look how long, far away that is. It's not. Again, when did this become the norm? This fisheye lens. It simply doesn't make sense. This is the real deal right here, I believe, just straightening it out. And wouldn't it make sense if you're trying to look at something in this area, I don't care if it's gray, red, doesn't matter what it is. If you're looking at something in this area, wouldn't the front here, because they can adjust these cameras, guys. They can, they can zoom in and zoom out. Wouldn't the actual wheels of the rover be more distorted and not in focus as the background? I would think so. But when you take this picture apart, straighten it out and make it look flat, this no longer is a mountain. I'm going to go ahead and go back into this. Again, when you straighten this out, this is no longer a mountain at all. This is a template. This is a picture of a mountain that they're dropping on top of things they don't want you to see. How do I know that? Well, it's a guess, and I'm going to call it an educated guess because I've done this on this mountain so many times, and I've tried to get into the manipulation, if you will, and I've found tons of different things inside this wannabe mountain. How is this possible? The only other conclusion you can come up to, if you're finding different objects in this said mountain area, guess what? It's a template. It's something they're throwing over the top of these said objects so you don't know what the hell it is. And again, this area here, check this out. This area right here, keep in mind, this is October 2nd, So we should be a lot closer to this mountain. And then when you look at this here, this is supposed to be that mountain. That area I just showed you, I circled. That area right there is supposed to be that part of the mountain. It's supposed to be right here. It's supposed to be this area right here is supposed to be that part of the mountain. Wait a minute. We're supposed to be so much closer. So this is not. My only conclusion is that this is not a mountain, and I've said this 100 times before, that this is simply, this is a lie. And when you burn through the manipulation that is supposed to be this mountain, excuse me, this is supposed to be this mountain, first of all, it looks a whole lot smaller than a mountain, and something else comes out of it. And I didn't even try to do this, guys. This popped out. This is right here. I started going over with the dark tool, and like I said, going over it with the burn tool, with the shadows and the mid tones, and there you go. This outline started to come out. It started popping out by itself, and so did these. These darker areas popped out, so on and so forth, and I just started getting into it. And there you go, starting to correct it a little bit more. And there you go. Based on the lines I've seen, I just whitened them up a little bit just to see if we could pop anything out. And even if this was totally bogus right here, who cares? What about the rest of this? That's the only thing that matters to me. And then when I broke into this a little bit more, again, you can see what looks like this piece here. Right here, you can see that. It does this. And the more I try to go into this, it kind of went down like this again. So it looks more smoother. And then there's something right here. So I don't know if this was part of the manipulation to try to block out more detail. I don't know. I really don't. But this is what I pulled out of this picture. And after doing the corrections on this thing, and then backing out, this is what I saw. This is no mountain, guys. Definitely no mountain. And again, if this is supposed to be the newer photo, and again, this was what? I'll go back to it here just to confirm. If this is this one here, this is Curiosity Soul 1122. So this is not the newest one out, because it's obviously, what, 17 days ago. So it's not exactly the newest, but it's a whole lot newer than 580 sols. So we should be right on top of this. This picture you see right here, we should be right on top of this right now. We should literally be on top of this. And I believe that we are. You know, I've done, looking at the information they've been giving us, so on and so forth, these photos, the distortions, the manipulations, we are, in fact, on this mountain, this wannabe mountain. I think they're looking at structures, things of an ancient civilization. When I say ancient, I don't mean our ancient civilization. I mean a civilization that was there, who's technologically advanced, and they're just weeding through all of the stuff. They're just looking through it all. Could be anything to do with power stations, anything to do with their old technology, or their technology. I shouldn't say old, because it was probably, if they died off because of this catastrophic problem or this event that happened on Mars, they might have been more advanced than us, or around the same advancements that we are today. Of course, theirs might have been about 100 years ago, and they were just as advanced as we are today, if not more. So, yeah, and like I said, I've got a video coming up about this particular photo tomorrow, or within the next few days, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Again, even if you don't believe any of the rest of this, which is fine with me, you're welcome to your own opinions, and I respect them. But you can at least say, oh, wait a minute, this looks more realistic. Why is the fisheye lens photos, why are they the norm now? Again, this looks further away to me, like you're looking at way the hell of a distance on the left. But then when you correct it, doesn't look so big. This mountain doesn't look big at all, because it's not a mountain. Plain and simple. And like I said, once you've enhanced this and blasted through the manipulation that is that mountain template, this is what I drew. This is what I pulled out of as far as shape-wise. So, guys, I know a lot of you guys are into these photos too. You're using Photoshop. Blast into it. Do your own work to it. Tell me what you come out with it. Do you come out with the same shapes? Do you come out with something slightly different? Do you agree as far as this being a template? As far as, like I said, because when I look at distortions and manipulations, and I see this, and I go, come on. They take completely normal photos. Why are they giving this fisheye lens? That's the biggest question you got to ask yourself, because it appears to me more like it's more of a distance away, when it clearly is not. Again, they're messing with your depth perception, making things look a lot farther away, when I look that this is more normal than this is. And it looks closer. And after, like I said, after you do these, and I started getting into it, you can actually see where I started to blast, and this stuff started to come through. You can see that, the lines. Now, like I said, is this darker area the actual object? Or is it the darker areas inside this whole object? You guys be the judge. Give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. But I can tell you right now, I bet my life on it, this is not the mountain. This is not a mountain. Never has been a mountain. It's always been, anytime you see this piece of garbage, that's a template. And I've been saying that all along for a couple years now at least. So you guys give me your take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Always want your comments. Share the video. Give me a thumbs up. Always appreciated. And of all things, the most is leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your take. Have you guys already done several of these photos that have this so-called mountain in it? And what did you come out with? Is it, have you come up with the same conclusion that it's a template? Is it something that they're hiding underneath this manipulation? As far as I'm concerned, it's a template manipulation. Again, they just drop it on anything they don't want you to see and go, oh, by the way, this is the mountain. But yet we should be a whole lot closer. Closer. Should be a whole lot closer to this mountain, like I showed you in this one here. We should be a whole lot closer than even this one if this was 580. But yet, wait a minute. This is what? This was 17 days ago it came out. And that makes no sense. That simply makes sense. This was Sol 11/22. Makes no sense, guys. So we should be a whole lot closer to this mountain than 580 sols. You guys be the judge. Always, I like your comments. You guys get the last word. You guys know that. Anyway, guys, again, I've got another photo coming up, and I just showed you of that panorama of this Mount Shop area, and you guys will like that one as well. And I'm still working on that moon. I don't know if I want to call it a montage, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, whether a video, some kind of a Google Plus meeting, hangout type thing. We're going to discuss these. Just so many to see. The 8,400 and whatever photos that came out, 21 I think it was, that's on Flickr.com, and it's amazing. But yeah, they've been fooled with. I was under the impression we're going to see photos that weren't tampered with. Yeah, bull. They're not going to do that, but you're going to find some amazing stuff on there, guys. So I'm in the process of putting that together. It's kind of a big thing, and I want to do this for you guys because I know a lot of you guys enjoy these moon photos and investigations as well. Anyway, guys, not going to take up any more of your time. Appreciate you watching. Share the video. Thumbs up. Always appreciated. And I will see you in the next video.